I'm going to try to show you some of the features of Audacity. First, open the Audacity program. You can bring in a source sound file by clicking File and scroll down to Import, and then click Audio. Bring in whatever file you want to edit. If you want to work with the entire file, double click on it and it darkens everything. If you only want a portion of it, click and highlight a portion of it. If you want to look at just that portion of it zoomed in, Control E will zoom you in on that. And if you want to zoom out gradually from there, Control 3 will take you out. If you want to fit the entire song or the entire file in the screen, Control F enables you to do that. Everything you can do up here in the effects menu can be done either to a small portion of the file, so if you wanted to speed up a small portion or slow it down, or if you're able to isolate one wrong note, you can change the pitch. But most of the time, I double click the whole thing. If I want to transpose a karaoke track, I go to Effect and down to Change Pitch. And then over here, about halfway down, it says semitones, which is the British term for half steps, which they put in parentheses. If you want it to go up, you use a positive number of half steps. If you want it to go down, you use a negative number of half steps. You click OK, it takes a few seconds and it does it. Anything that you do, you can also undo up on Edit, Undo, or by pressing Control Z. If you want to change the tempo, go to Effect, and 2 below Change Pitch is Change Tempo. You don't want Change Speed. Change Speed is kind of like speeding up an old cassette player. So it makes it go faster, but it also makes it higher. So you get a gerbil effect. If that's what you want, click Change Speed. If you just want it to go a little faster or slower, click Change Tempo. And then it'll ask what percent you want it to change. If you want it to get faster, use a positive number. If you want it to get slower, use a negative number. Click OK, and it'll take it just a few seconds to do that. And you can always undo it if you don't like it. Those are the most basic functions. If there's noise at the beginning of the track you want to get rid of, but you don't want to get rid of all the seconds, you can highlight that section and come up over here to that icon, and that will click silence. If you do want to delete part of it, just highlight that part and click delete. If you want to isolate a certain section of it, you can highlight that part and click right next to the silence button is the trim button, and it will get rid of everything else. I tend not to use that so much though, because if I want to save just a small portion of it, I can also highlight that and click Export Selected Audio, and that will let me save just that portion as a separate file. Or I can export audio, which exports the entire file. I most commonly save it as an MP3 file, but it has all these other options as well. I believe I may have needed to install some additional plugin to be able to save as an MP3, but you should get instructions on that if you need it. Like the computer should tell you how to do that. And then when you click Save, I've already practiced this today, so do I want to replace? The data that you input in these fields is what shows up in iTunes. So if you've, say, transposed it, you might say right in there, transposed down 3 half steps, or you might write that it's in the key of G. other things that'll help you identify it in iTunes, or you can completely ignore that. Doesn't really matter. Hope this is helpful to you. Let me know if you have any questions.